Muy buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, mi gente de América Latina, Cuba, Panamá, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, la República Dominicana, Perú, Chile, Colombia, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Brasil, Argentina, Ecuador, mi gente de América Latina, ¿cómo estamos? Greetings, everyone. This is Dr. Sam. Dr. Samuel McVeigh, Coach Sam, Coach McVeigh, coming at you live on a glorious spring weekend. Well, this message is to my friends in New Rochelle, Westchester County, New York. I keep telling you that I'm not going to post any more videos. But unfortunately, you guys are not following my new channel, MIG Sports. Please follow MIG Sports. I can't maintain 2, 3, 4, 5 YouTube channels. Okay? I'm looking to go viral. MIG has organized well, I shouldn't say organized. We have hired a creative digital marketing company to grow our YouTube channel and our social media platforms, FaceChat, Snapbook, and InstaChat. So we're going to be on all 3 or 4 social media forums. We will have a Facebook or a FaceChat account soon, MIG Sports. And you can follow us, you can comment, we could have intellectual discussions. It will be PG rated, perhaps PG-13 rated, so kids, you can comment on our social media platforms. So that's exciting. You know, MIG Sports, excuse me, MIG Sports is not only about sports, guys, it's really about education. It's about creating better opportunities for youth, not only Latino youth, but youth of all over. Asians, African Americans, Caucasians, Pacific Islanders. You know, you might say, hey, well, Dr. Sam, all you do is teach Spanish. No, I'm a polyglot. I'm proficient in Brazilian Portuguese and Italian, and I'm trying to become fluent in those 2 languages. It's hard to learn 2 languages at the same time, but it's possible. I'm focusing a little more on Brazilian Portuguese. Boa noite, bom dia, falo pouco de português, tudo bom, tudo bem? But anyway, so, as I hope this is the last video to the New Rochelle community, and again, you can follow me on MIG Sports. Go to my YouTube page, MIG Sports, smash the subscribe button. Well, New Rochelle City School District. NRCSD. What happens when there is a lawsuit? Well, let me think. Lawyers, attorneys, or law firms file documents, and the documents become public record in the courts. So if there's something in the City of New Rochelle courts, you can just look it up online on Pacer, like the Indiana Pacers. If there's something in Westchester County Court in White Plains, you can look it up. If it's a crime, the district attorney's office prosecutes or hears the case, dismisses it, like mine, or perhaps investigates and tries to bring these charges to light, whether it's a misdemeanor or felony. Now, what happens with misdemeanors? Well, misdemeanors are more of like a slap on the wrist, community service, might have to go to drug rehab if it's drug related, or alcohol related, like rehab, something like that. You might have to take courses for anger management, something like that, you know? So you guys might be saying, hey, Dr. Sam, how do you know so much about the law? Well, I went to law school in my past life. Actually, what I'm going to do, you know, I keep saying, oh, I'm going to go to law school. I'm going to become a Supreme Court justice. You do need the degree, right? You need to, no. I don't think you need the degree. I don't think you need a Juris Doctor. All you need to do is pass the bar exam. So I'm going to take the bar. And kiddies out there, not the bar where your parents go to. The bar is an exam that's given that gives you qualification, certification to practice law in that respective state. So for all my junior attorneys, my junior lawyers out there who want to go to law school, you don't have to spend all this money or all daddy and mommy's money on law school. Uh-oh, that's a little loophole. What's Dr. Sam doing again? He's educating you on loopholes that can help you in the future. So if you're in undergrad right now and you're like, man, I'm studying for the LSATs, what's Dr. Sam talking about? I gotta go to law school. I gotta get my JD. Mommy and daddy are big lawyers at Scannon Arps in Los Angeles or Taiwan. What am I gonna do? You don't have to go to law school. You can just take the bar exam, like my ex-girlfriend did a few years back. When I was living in Los Angeles, I had the opportunity to be in a beautiful relationship with a beautiful woman, Kim Kardashian. So Kim, if you're out there, still love you as a friend, of course as a friend. Kim and I met in New York City when I was doing security or bouncing in the nightclubs on the weekends. It was a long time ago, and she came in a beautiful white dress and with her, private security, and I held the door open for her, and she glanced at me and she said, "Thank you." And it was like, I just could have sworn it was love at first sight. I mean, it was a beautiful moment. So I knew I had to talk to her, and kind of like what Travis Kelce did with Taylor Swift. She was, Kim was in the DJ booth. I forget what DJ was playing. The music was blasting and the lights were on, and the flashing lights. And as a security guard, I went over, and of course everyone's thinking I'm just there to protect, but I had a little bracelet, a friendship bracelet in my hand that my sister had made me. And, just a beautiful bracelet, but it had my phone number in it. I was kind of like, I don't know, moving in, or I don't know. I'm not very creative in that aspect, but I said, "Hey, Kim," and she glanced up with her eyes sparkling again. I said, "Take this." And I walked away, and her security guard was looking at me all puzzled. And so, that was an amazing night a long time ago. And that just, sparked one of my most beautiful relationships that it's tough, Love is tough, guys. Love is tough. Perhaps I'll start another YouTube channel on love with Dr. Sam, and you guys could come on and lay on the couch and talk to me for 45 minutes to an hour and pay me $5,000 per visit. But yeah, guys, love is tough. If you're in love or you have a crush on someone, just take your time, But anyway, I digress. So Kim and I had a beautiful relationship. She's a beautiful, beautiful woman, a beautiful mother. Unfortunately, things didn't work out with her ex-husband, Kanye. And Kanye, if you're watching, man, I love your music, bro. Hope we could collab sometime. Well, you guys say collab. You're like, Dr. Sam, you're a musician? Well, I'm not really a musician. I like to DJ for fun. So Kanye, we can maybe collab on a few tracks in the studio, either in New York, Miami, or LA. That'd be great. And Kim, if you're out there and you see this video, I still love you as a friend, and I respect what you did with going to law school or getting your law degree or passing the bar in California. You inspired me to do it as well. So back to law school, right? Yeah, you might be applying to like one of the Ivy Leagues, Harvard, Yale, Columbia, Stanford. I consider an Ivy League school, even though it's out on the West Coast and it's not in the Ivy League. You might be applying to a top 10, top 25 law school like USC, UCLA in Los Angeles, maybe University of Miami. Fordham Law is a very good school in New York City. NYU. Excuse me. A few schools in New Jersey like Rutgers. Kiddies, it all depends where you want to practice law. If you want to live in New York, it's a good idea to go to New York Law School and pass the bar in New York. If you want to live in Texas, maybe go to University of Texas, Austin Law School, or maybe, I don't know, I've never really been to Texas, all right? If you want to live in Georgia, Atlanta, maybe go to Emory Law School. I mean, there's so many great law schools throughout our nation. Our great nation, the United States of America, obviously has the best higher education system in the world. Why do you think there's such an influx of international students everywhere? Why do you think they call UCLA the University of Caucasians lost among Asians? Why do you think they call USC, my peeps, the Trojans, University of Spoiled Children, because they all come from trust funds and they're all little entitled, spoiled brats. Not all. Again, when I make these comments, it's stereotypes, it's generalizations, okay? So don't be like, oh my God, I go to USC and I'm a first generation college student and I barely speak English, but I'm achieving. Well, that's great. That's awesome. But what I'm saying is when I make these comments, oh, Dr. McVeigh's racist. He doesn't like black people. My first girlfriend was black. I mean, come on. I just dated a black lady last week and she dumped me. I was crying. So, don't jump to conclusions. Don't jump to conclusions. When I make these comments, I am generalizing. It's a stereotype. These things exist. Like, for example, I'm a jock. Does that mean I'm stupid? Nerds! Well, to tell you the truth, I'm a nerd. I have 2 master's degrees in teaching, or 1 in administration, and I have a doctorate in educational leadership, and I'm thinking about going to law school or maybe doing a PhD in molecular science. Maybe I'll go back to med school. I'm just so bored. That's how big of a dork I am. So you can't say all jocks are jocks and stupid and dumb, like the movie Revenge of the Nerds. Nerds! But, yeah, so I'm a bit of a nerd myself. But I digress. We're talking about law school, we're talking about grad school, master's programs, taking the GRE, standardized tests. Let's break it down. Let's go talk about high school, the SATs. Will they ever go away with the SATs? I don't think they will. It's a standardized test. You need to have some kind of measurement to see, where you stand amongst everybody else. But I digress, guys. This is the last video to the New Rochelle community. What happened? Let's sum it up. I was placed on paid administrative leave. They didn't tell me why. Nobody helped me throughout January and February. The Fuse union president, Mary Breslin, threw me under the bus. She'd rather just negotiate a new contract with the central office than help her own teachers. So if you're a teacher in the New Rochelle City School District, look for new leadership. A great new leader would be Billy, the custodian at Isaac E. Young Middle School. But everybody threw me under the bus, even Dr. Tawanda Robinson, who some people think she's great. I have mixed feelings. She threw me under the bus. I missed out on my $5,000 grant from Fund for Teachers, an organization that supports us teachers, educators in the United States based in Texas. I missed out on $5,000. I was supposed to visit schools in Spain, España this summer, and like Madrid and Barcelona, and do a new research study and bring that back to help my students, my Latino students, who are either first language learners or second language learners in the pedagogy and, instructional methods in that. So I leave you at this, guys. Dr. Corey Reynolds, if you're listening or watching or even know him, I'd love to sit down and have some chicken and coffee with you soon and talk shop. We could chop it up about education in New Rochelle. This is Dr. Sam McVeigh, Coach Sam McVeigh saying, love you guys. Keep in touch. Smash the subscribe button. Subscribe to MIG Sports. Fight on, baby. Fight on.